Hey, what's going on guys? Ace here and John here, and today we're going to be going over the Ikelos SMG. Now if you're not aware, the Ikelos SMG can drop from one of the new focused Emerald engrams. More specific, it drops from the Exodus focus engram, and be even more specific, it drops from the CQC focus engram. In order to actually unlock that type of engram, you do have to complete the preparation quest, which requires you to go to all 4 of the planets are going to be leaving and do a weekly bounty on each one of them. Not only does each bounty give a Exodus focus engram, you'll actually be able to create them yourselves in your prismatic recaster. So with that out of the way, let's actually take a look at the stats and the perks of the gun. To start off, the Ikelos SMG is an aggressive frame energy weapon. Now, the thing that actually makes this SMG stand out than all the other aggressive frame SMGs is the fact that it does have quite a bit of stability. On top of this is in the energy slot, meaning you can run it with things like Revoker or Mountaintop. Now, I'd like to apologize for the gameplay now because I was in a rush to get some of this PvP gameplay, and that's why I'm sort of relying on my sniper and abilities more. But I am using the godroll in this video. And with that being said, let's go over the perks. Now, something that's unique to not only the Ikelos SMG, but to the Ikelos hand cannon and sniper, and maybe the shotgun. I'm not sure about the shotgun, but I know that the hand cannon and sniper have this, and that is called Seraph rounds. And what makes the Seraph rounds so unique is that it's a combination of the armor-piercing rounds and the ricochet rounds from other guns, which this could definitely make for maybe a hard light moment or two in PvP. Now, when it comes to the first slot of perks, it has Threat Detector, Subsistence, Grave Robber, Dynamic Sway Reduction, and Pulse Monitor. And in the second slot, we have Vorpal Weapon, Demolitionist, Disruption Break, Surrounded, and Tap the Trigger. Now first, let's take a look at the god roll for PvP. And yes, the roll that I'm using in the PvP clips is the god roll. Now the god roll that I'd have to pick for this weapon for PvP is definitely Seraph rounds, and then Dynamic Sway Reduction, and then Tap the Trigger. Now when it comes to performance on controller, I will say it is a little bit bouncy when it comes to the aggressive frame SMGs in general, but with Dynamic Sway and Tap the Trigger, I could definitely see people making this work. Although, as you'll see throughout points in the gameplay, maybe, one of the main problems I have with this SMG is the fact that it's an SMG, and that difficulty does come from range. And that range will definitely be a handicap when it comes to 1v1ing, say, with somebody with a 9 hunger, or a summoner, or a Suros regime. Although, if you're playing on a close quarters map, this definitely could beat those weapons if you're landing all headshots. And even to an extent, you could beat some sidearms and some shotguns. Now, even though you won't see any mouse and keyboard gameplay in the video, I will note that mouse and keyboard definitely feels a lot better with this SMG, and that's just simply because mouse and keyboard with the increased FOV and everything, you do have reduced visual recoil. So I could definitely see people on mouse and keyboard on PC definitely making this weapon work in PvP. Now, when it comes to the PvE god roll, you definitely have some options, but in my personal preference and from testing, Threat Detector and Surrounded seem to be the best options to go, although I definitely wouldn't fault you for choosing Demolitionist or Vorpal Weapon. Now, normally I would say Subsistence is a pretty good perk here, but the problem is this gun does not have a overall damage perk like Kill Clip or Rampage, and with that, it sort of makes it harder to justify Subsistence with the lower overall ammo count. Now, when it comes to Grave Robber, I just can't really see using that because you do have to get a melee kill to reload a portion of your magazine, and I'd rather use something like Threat Detector, which increases the reload, stability, and handling, etc. when just having enemies near you. And in the second slot, the reason why I choose Surrounded over everything is it is a damage perk, and it does go well with Threat Detector, because it requires 3 or more enemies to be near you. In order to get the full effect of Threat Detector, you need 3 or more enemies. On top of this, you can slap on Surround Inspect for a 40% increase in damage. So because of that, these two perks have fantastic synergy. When it comes to Demolitionists, I could definitely see you using that, and I like that perk a lot. But for the suggestion I'm going to give, I definitely see Threat Detector and Surrounded as the best combination for PvE. Now, something I have not mentioned yet, and you've probably seen a little bit in the gameplay, is that this Ikelos weapon, along with the Ikelos hand cannon, sniper, and shotgun, they can all create war mine cells, which is fantastic for what I'm about to recommend next, which is create your own war mine build with this weapon. Now, war mine cells are definitely great for experimenting with, and I highly recommend, if you haven't experimented with it yet or don't have all the mods, definitely work from getting all the mods from Banshee and start experimenting and start seeing which builds you like the most. Because war mine cells are definitely powerful and are definitely really good in PvE. Now, this weapon does have a Season of the Arrivals watermark, meaning this will not sunset in the fall with Recluse, meaning there's a possibility that this weapon could overtake Recluse. So I definitely overall highly recommend grinding for this weapon, especially with the delay. You have some extra time to grind for this weapon. Anyways, this was Acer John. If you liked this weapon review, give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.